What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium where I react to video game music. As a musician myself, today is the return of Dynasty Warriors 7. This song is called Thousand Suns, requested by Extra Coon on Patreon. Thank you. And this is from the channel Koi Gamer. Don't know much about Dynasty Warriors. I just had it a couple times on the channel, but I will say the last time I checked it out was from this requester and from this game, and that song was incredible. It was called Teary Edge, and I still remember that song. You know, it's not always that I get to remember a song because I hear so many, but that one was fantastic. So I'm excited for this one. Thousand Suns. Let's just get into it right now. Those drums are really menacing, like war drums. You can feel the tension like drop after that. Back. We got 3 guitars, bass, a drum set, and a big percussion and synths all at once. And horns. I like how the drum goes in and out. It's not just there the whole time. I'm looking up the composer right now. I'm not just pulling on my phone. Oh, there's a couple of them. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. Okay. So the 2010s era. Actually, they say the date. Shin Sangoku Musu 6 is the other name. 2011. So many harmonies. Every guitar line is a harmony, meaning there's at least 2 guitars playing a lead in different parts of the neck. horns sound really good here. Like, it's like kind of like two songs in one. It's not just like this aggressive rock thing. It's like this cool classical thing, and then it goes back and forth. I really like that actually. Cool picture, just like got a veiny forehead. One guitar. You can tell when it's one guitar. It sounds so naked compared. It's three guitars. And then it starts over with that like Japanese flute type of thing. Very cool. Interesting. So yeah, what I saw here was composers Masayoshi Sasaki, Masoko Haruki, Yamada Yoshida, and Masato Koiki. And I was aware of this, but I didn't know exactly. This is one of those games that have like multiple titles, I guess depending on where you're at. In Japan, this is Shin Sangoku Musu 6. I'm not sure why. I'm sure I know people have told me actually. I just don't remember why the number is different as to the Western releases. I'm sure you guys will tell me. But yeah, it was a PlayStation 3 era, so 2010s. First thing that came to mind when I saw the title was just literally confusion of the title, curiosity, I should say. Thousand Suns. That's it's very specific, but I kind of would like to know what that means because I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is if this is a boss. I'm not sure if there is bosses, and maybe that's just the boss's name. And the only reason I'm thinking that is because we're looking at like a portrait here. Could just be unrelated, but that's all I could really guess. In my blind experience. So this song was full of just like Japanese metal type of sounds and leads and all that stuff, but with its own little twist that I've never really heard. It was kind of like two songs at once, which I really enjoyed because it keeps it from getting a little stale. Because I won't lie, if it was just the like electric guitar stuff and like the tun ta tun ta, like that's cool. But it is quite repetitive and can get old. And I'm saying that as a guitar player. For me personally, like I'm a huge fan of harmony guitars. Harmony is, you can kind of hear it. If once you hear it once, you can never not hear it. This whole song was filled with harmony guitars. Just think of like Iron Maiden. They do it all the time because they have 3 guitars. It's like taking a lead. Let's just say like da 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 da, and then a second guitar comes in, it's like da 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 da, but together you hear this specific sound. A lot of Japanese metal uses that quite heavily, which is cool though. But it can get. I like it when it's used dynamically, like here and there, not just like the whole time. Anyways, the reason I'm even bringing that up is because this song went from like this aggressive sort of like rock song, metal song, and then it would sort of shift into a more traditional Eastern sound. The like war drum would come in, boom, 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 and all of a sudden the horns would take over and more synths and no guitars, and it was cool. It was like a nice like back and forth. I just was not expecting that, so it kept it very interesting. And I was trying to catch, at what points it would come in, if that was like the chorus section or something. But I definitely enjoyed I love dynamics. To me, personally, I love a lot of specific things in music. I'm sure you all have your own little things. For me, it's like, for example, like if I hear a saxophone, which is very broad, but it's just one example. If I hear a saxophone, I typically am immediately like, like I draw to it. I do like harmonies as well, even though I just mentioned them. But to me, dynamics is a big one. Going from like fast to slow, or from a light touch to an aggressive touch, to changing like just modulation, and just changing, having like a living, breathing song, almost like it's speaking to you. The reason I'm saying all this stuff, it's gonna sound kind of nerdy, but the reason I like that's an understatement. The reason I love music so much, it is my favorite thing in the world, is I think a little deeper, than most people. I think I don't know, this is just an assumption, I could be totally wrong. Maybe not you, because I assume you, the viewer of this channel, are probably more in line with me, So as the audience to me, I think you might relate to this, what I'm about to say. But I envision music as very much a language, since there's no words. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, without vocals. But like the artist is saying something without speaking. So, I talk in my videos, but I don't really I'm not too talkative in person. But if you were to hear like the music I made, it's kind of fascinating to be like, like those are his thoughts, but musically, and what they would probably like to be saying, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so I always found that very interesting, that not all, but there are some musicians that are incredible, whether it's an instrument or what have you, but in their daily normal life, you probably wouldn't expect that, because they're more shut in or introverted or something like that. So I go into that feeling into every video I do, because I try to imagine, what they were feeling at that time. How did they come up with that? What was inspiring them? At what stage of their life were they at? Were they young? Were they old? All that. I think of all that. So anyways, what I'm saying is, so when I hear dynamics, it's to me like they're speaking, and they're, I'm assuming, safe to say that this whole development team is Japanese. So I can't speak to them personally, because I can't speak their language, but hearing their music, I could maybe get an idea of something, you know what I mean? If I sound like a weird hippie, then so be it. But that's just kind of how I see music, and it's why it's such a universal language, because it's just sounds that we can all relate to. Long tangent, but long story short, too long didn't read. Dynamics are cool, and this song was a lot of dynamics, like rubber banding back and forth between two songs. So I really like the war drum thing, the boom, boom, boom. Kind of, it almost sounded like distorted and a little uncomfortable. Like when I hear stuff like that, I think of like a looming trouble coming in, which also made me think that this is possibly a boss. And that's pretty much all I wrote. All I wrote was the feeling that it gave me, not so much what this instrument is doing and that one's doing. It was the feeling of the dynamics, and just remind me why I love music so much in the first place, as boring of an answer that is. But it's because of stuff like this. And this is how I remember songs more than others. Because the songs that I forget, I think this goes for a lot of people. They just maybe not think about it. But the songs that you remember the most, besides being catchy, and the ones that stick with you, are the ones that have the most dynamics, or some sort of living thing that's just not the same thing over and over and over and over. I could just be speaking for myself, I don't know. But I believe that my audience, and I'm not trying to sound cliche here, because every YouTuber, content creator, whatever the hell you want to call it, of course they appreciate their audience. Who wouldn't? But I really truly mean it, and I don't say this. Actually, I've never said this in a video ever, because it doesn't matter. I don't do the whole thanks guys, you know, it's just, but I am very much appreciative of like you as the viewer, because I feel like VGM enjoyers have been like neglected for so long, and there hasn't been like a safe space for us to just like check this stuff out. In my case, I'm hearing it for the first time, so I missed out. But I always felt alone that I listened to this stuff, and it's, you know, my audience isn't just like a video game audience per se, or like a gamer audience. It's video game music enjoyers on top of the other stuff. So it's so quite literally, you guys are special and unique. Not just because you're viewing my channel, because I'm just ranting. I'm rambling. See, I can't even speak. I'm not even a good YouTuber. I'm just a dude. I'm a dude who likes music. But I've always appreciated the fact that stuff like this exists. So even though this wasn't like the best, most craziest song in the entire planet, I'm sure at that moment that it plays, it's awesome. It wasn't awesome enough for someone to submit it to a stranger and have their reaction. And they've also been waiting for a long time. You know what I mean? So it's special. Every video is special to me. And that's why I'm gonna keep doing it, because it never gets old. This video turned into a weird epiphany. But anyways, thank you so much, Extra Coon. And also requested the other song I was talking about, Teary Edge. And I love that song. Love that one. But this one's cool too. Let me know more about that 1,000 Suns, what that relates to, who is this, and tell me more about Dynasty Warriors and all that good stuff. Whew, I am done talking. I talk a lot. Thanks to everyone that you see here. Literally, quite thank you. They keep everything going, and yeah, truly thank you. Thanks again to you for watching. I say that all the time, but now you know it means a little more. And I can't think of anything else. So my name is Jesse. Video game music is amazing. Truly. Peace.